Welcome back everyone. So this weekend I have 2 days in the New Forest in Hampshire. So it's a lovely place. So I'll tell you a bit more about this place later. But I've got 2 days. So I've got a few things planned. The first one, of course, is to do a little bit of biking. I think the lady in my life thinks I'm crazy because I've bought 3 bikes. So I've bought my road bike here because I'm going to do some longer distances and a bit faster rides down to the sea. We're not far from the sea here, so I'm going to do that one day. And then I've bought my trail bike or mountain bike, but I'm going to use it on trails here because in the New Forest there's hundreds of miles of biking trails that are off-road. We're going to do something called the Hawks Hill Trail. I think it's going to be pretty easy. It's a gravel trail, but there are some other trails that join on because there's lots of different types all through here. But I'm really looking forward to these couple of days because it's just so good to be out in the trees with not many people, with some big open spaces. So I hope you will come along and we can have a look at it together. So one common question about the New Forest is why is it called the New Forest? And it's actually not new at all, it's ancient. I could get all of this wrong, but I think it stems from about 1706, and William the Conqueror made this a royal hunting ground in southern England. And so one thing that's really interesting about the New Forest is it's not a wilderness. It's a real mix of amazing woodland such as this. I don't know whether you can see that. And there's also open moorland and miles of trails, but it's not a wilderness, but it's got some amazing varied ecologies here. So it's amazing to cycle down. So what I mean by this isn't a wilderness is that people live here. It's a national park, but it's a working national park. So people actually live and work in this forest. There's a number of towns like Linders, Brockenhurst and villages. So people work and live in this forest. So one of the weird things that come out of this ancient forest are bylaws. So if you live on the land, apparently you've got the right to own or graze horses or cattle on the land, and that's really where there is some controversy in this area. So you might see here there's lots of woods, But what you also see is there's lots of open moorland, and on that moorland a number of people have said that it's overgrazed. So I'll show you some of that in a minute. But if you go to some of the areas, it's really grazed to the bone. So it's quite a contentious issue at the moment whether there are too many horses and cattle and grazing animals on the land. But people really become quite passionate about the laws and the history as well. So it's a unique place. So overall I really love the New Forest. Oh, this is a nice forest track. Whoa, muddy. Ugh. Come on. So here we're into more open heathland now, and that's why I really like the New Forest. It's this diversity. You get woodland over there, and then you get this heathland. And you've also got these weird, you'll be on tracks 1 minute, and then there'll be an old road here that was used in the Second World War. I think there were airfields that were in the forest. These were used then to move goods around. Let me just pull in here for a minute. Look. So you can see apparently all this heathland is really rare in Europe, and it's mostly heather and it's grazed land. And there's the controversy. Look, I don't know whether, can you see this? Can you see this grass? It's it's like a golf course. It's been grazed to the bone, and that's what some ecologists don't like, is that in these areas there's been a lot of grazing. But then others argue that this is such a rare habitat that's found nowhere in Europe apparently, or very few places. And apparently there's some really rare species, smooth snakes, newts in ponds like this kind of environment, and some other rare bird species. So yeah, it's a mixed bag really. I can understand that, you know, from an ecologist point of view, this is really degraded land, but it's also quite rare and it's unique. Plus you've got all the trees as well, so you've got a real mix of environments. But yeah, I think the take-home message is that I love the New Forest, but it isn't a wilderness. It's highly managed. If you haven't been here before, it's worth visiting with a family, because there's a lot of you know, restaurants, pubs, so that's why it's really popular with tourists as well. And the towns are really pretty. Hello, horses. Well, they all look healthy. Here we are back at the campsite. Home sweet home. Well, that was a nice cycle for a couple of hours. Always good to keep your body moving, isn't it? But I think that's it for today. But what I will be doing is cooking something this evening. So if you've got time, stick around and I'll carry on. got company. Cheeky. Of course it's good. Well, I'm absolutely stuffed. That was a good day. I've got a lot to be grateful for my bikes and actually the camper van as well, to make it easy to be able to do things like this. So I've really enjoyed today. I have, as always, got a few more lined up. So if you do like these, don't forget to subscribe and watch out for the next bikeonomic video. Thanks for watching.